Hello again, and thank you for joining me. This is another quick kind of a DIY, but more just talking about why I mix my color corrector and concealer together when I'm covering up my acne. So what I like to do when I'm covering up my acne is actually mix these together instead of applying them individually and trying to blend them out. And because I do this all the time, I actually mix a good amount of it together in a container, and this way I have it on hand all the time and I'm not constantly mixing on my palette every day or anytime that I'm applying my makeup. So that's what I'm going to do today, is fill up my little container and show you why I do it the way I do it. So anytime that you're doing any kind of DIY makeup, you always want to make sure that you clean your hands and everything that you're using is sanitized with alcohol or some other kind of disinfectant, because we don't want to introduce bacteria into our products. I always mix my corrector and concealer concentration approximately 50-50. I'm using the NYX color corrector in green. This is one of my favorite color correctors. I use this quite a bit. I find it works really well. And I'm just going to mix it in the container. This way we have less things to clean afterwards. And I just have this Lacombe makeup stick in the color Ivory. So this is the color you're trying to achieve, not too green, not too beige. It's almost looking like a gray, but that's what you want. You want kind of an in-between of the two shades. So to show you why I do it this way, I'm just gonna use a little bit of lip tint to represent our redness. And I'm gonna make a few spots. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put just straight foundation on top. So this is using a foundation brush. And using a makeup sponge. So as you probably already know, foundation on itself is not going to cover up redness very much. Using the same concealer just to keep it consistent, I'm going to apply that on top. And use the same tools to blend it in. It's a little bit better, but that redness is obviously still there. Another way that people like to apply corrector and concealer and foundation sometimes is putting the corrector first. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that green and blot it on. Take a little bit of that concealer on top. And using a different part of the sponge there, I'm going to apply the foundation on top. And it's still pretty visible, really visible actually. The way I've seen people do it is they put the foundation first. Then the corrector, then concealer, then another layer of foundation. I'm just going to put some translucent powder on top of the spots we've already done, because if you were doing your makeup like this, obviously you would put powder on top. So again, very visible, not as visible as the other ones we've done, but still pretty visible. Another thing I'm going to try is I'm going to use a concealer stick or pencil and put that on first, then some corrector, and then foundation. So a little bit better. This is probably our best one so far. Another thing we can try is actually putting white eyeliner on the spot directly. Color corrector on top of that. Then concealer. And foundation. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my mixture and how I apply it. So I use a good liberal amount. And then I put foundation on top. Then straight concealer. Another layer of foundation. Then powder. So that's my way of how I cover up my redness and my acne. And I hope you enjoy it, or at least took something away from this video, and I hope to see you next time.